Alright, what is up guys? 112 here, and we are going to be taking a look at the Walmart exclusive AEW Unmatched Sting. So this is different from the regular Unmatched Sting. This is the one where it's the half Sting, half Darby Allin paint from AEW Revolution when him and Darby took on Team Taz in that cinematic match. So, you know, it's kind of cool that we get a one-off Sting and that this is his first figure. So pretty much judging it like this. So, you know, future Stings will be kind of set at a certain criteria. But I have to say, you know, for Sting's first figure, this is a very nice release. I'm genuinely surprised because, you know, I was a little hesitant on opening him because I saw on the AEW figure Facebook group page, that a lot of people that picked up this figure in that group were complaining that his legs were loose and his torso was loose, and you know, the paint was, you know, really sloppy and all of that. But I mean, as you can see here, the paint is very nice. I wouldn't say it's, you know, perfect, but you know, it's nice. You know, it's not sloppy. You can tell that that's Sting. That's a very good likeness to Sting. Even with the half and half face paint, it's really nice. You know, his attire is pretty much the same as the regular Unmatched release. The only difference is the left hand and the head, but everything else is pretty much the same. Yeah, I just really like the Sting. And it's weird because the Jazzers AEW figures have been a hit or miss as of recently. Like the last two waves of the Unrivaled figures have been nothing but repeats. I think the only two new figures we got were, three new figures was Trent, Chuck Taylor, and Chris Statlander. So the only three new figures. I mean, everyone else has just kind of been re-releases. I mean, we did get SCU and we did get Nyla. But you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, you guys were doing so good with, you know, Series 3. The Series 3 Darby is one of my favorites. The Orange Cassidy is fucking amazing. Besides the, you know, kind of rubbery pants, I mean, everything else is awesome. You guys gave him soft goods and extra hands. You can take the glasses off. And he has double jointed elbows, so he can actually do the whole hands in his pockets thing. So, you know, that's awesome. And then with the Unmatched figures, I mean, they've definitely been killing it. That Unmatched Darby is one of my favorite Darby figures they've done. The Kenny is definitely one of my favorites. The head scan is spot on, and the attire is just so well done. Then the Britt Baker, which I actually found her and another Unmatched Kenny on clearance at my job. And, you know, I took her home, did a review of her, painted up her eyes, and I mean, she looks exactly like Britt Baker now. You know, she even has her extra set of hands with the nylon gloves, the latex gloves. You can have it on either hand. I like putting it on her left hand since she does the lockjaw with the left, but you can do it either way. I think the only thing this figure was missing was the AEW Women's title, which I had an extra from Sheeta, so I gave her that. But she looks awesome, and she's just waiting on her man Adam Cole whenever, you know, that figure comes out in the stores, the WWE one. Kushida, beautiful figure, well done figure from Mattel. I wish they would put more effort into the figures like they did with Kushida, because he is a very well done figure, and he's definitely the highlight of Elite Series 88 because the Trish Stratus is fucking terrible. The Matt Riddle is pretty cool because he has double jointed elbows. The Rey Mysterio is cool, but lacking extra hands. But Kushida comes with 3 extra sets of hands. You know what I mean? And Jazzers has been like I said, Jazzers has been slacking, but they have the Blood and Guts Britt Baker, which just came out. They have the Coffin Drop Darby figure, which I do plan on pre-ordering, and then the Barbed Wire Deathmatch 2-pack with Mox and Kenny, which I definitely will be ordering since I got the accessory pack to kind of go with that. But now that I've rambled on, let's go ahead and take a look at the Sting. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at Sting. So as to be expected with my sit-down reviews, you already know how it is. I'm not gonna get super, oh my god, can you not fall over Vegeta? Damn, like I was just talking so good about you, and then you're wanting to fall over and shit. Anyway, the Sting. He does not come with the soft goods coat. I actually got that off of one of my Undertaker Elites, but I wanted to see what it looked like, and it looks pretty good. If you're, if you have a Elite Undertaker, the coat fits perfectly with these, even though these are, in some cases, they're a little bit taller than some Elites, but I think it looks good. Let me take the jacket off real quick. Okay, so in terms of the paint, let's talk about the paint. So in terms of, oh my goodness. Alright, well we'll just clear those two out of the way for right now. So in terms of the paint on his face, it's pretty good. I just noticed that the eyebrow right here on the left side, or my left, or his left, our right, is a little bit messed up here. You can see that a little bit of white kind of bled over to the black. This side actually looks pretty good. I do like the kind of Darby Allin teeth there. I did something pretty similar to my custom Darby Allin that I did. And then in terms of the shirt, it says AEW All Elite Wrestling, and then has Sting's new logo right there. It says the icon, and then it has the 2 bats crossing, and then his face there, and then everything else is just in black, and you can see the scorpion design on the side of the pants on the right side and the left, and then that's pretty much it. Everything else is, oh, I'm sorry. And then there's the scorpion detail on the actual boots, which I didn't notice that until now. So yeah, and then everything else is just pretty much black. But I mean, this is what Sting has been wearing on AEW, so I think actually recently he started wearing the singlet again, if I remember correctly. But for a majority of between 29, well, I'm sorry, I think it was 2019 through last year, he's been wearing this. But I think he did go back to the singlet recently, so this figure may be a little bit outdated, but I'll have to double check and see. But yeah, it's pretty nice though. This is definitely the best head sculpt of Sting that we've gotten. I mean, if you're just looking at this side right here, that's Sting. All right, there's no doubting that's Sting. And the hair is just really nicely sculpted too. It's not shiny or anything like that, so I dig it. I really like it. You can see right there though that there is bleeding on the neck where the black kind of bleeds into the tan of the skin tone, so that kind of sucks. But like I said, out of the two that they had, this one had the best paint. So and then I have one on pre-order, but who the hell knows what condition that's going to show up in. But yeah, it's pretty pretty solid color. In terms of the sculpting though, the sculpting is pretty nice. I like the wrinkle details on the figure. In terms of his gear, I like the wrinkle detail. I always like that whenever we get that because it just makes the figure a little bit more realistic and less toyetic. So I like that. I have no idea what the fuck is going on with this foot here. It's like awkwardly, like he's about to start tapping his feet to some music or something. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So in terms of his accessory, he does come with only one accessory, and that's the bat. I will say, I will give Jazzwares props for this. I do love this bat. I love this bat because, as you can see, it's a nice hard plastic. Mattel used to give us those shitty um, rubber bats, and they would always bend and shit like that. But no, this is straight. You can see that that is a straight baseball bat. I love that it has metal rings on it for the grip. So I dig that. I like that a lot. And as you saw earlier, he can hold it. Just put it in his hand like so. And because his hands they're not super soft plastic, but they're soft enough that you can put them in there. Or you could, put a bat, put a chair in his hand, kendo stick, whatever you want to do, and he can do that. And because he has double jointed elbows, he can actually have the bats in. Sitting like that on his shoulder. So that's fucking awesome. I really like that. And that looks really cool. My only, I wouldn't say it's a nitpick, but it's something I've noticed that Jazzwares tends to do is they will give certain figures extra hands, and then some will come with maybe one extra set, and then some will just come with no extra sets of hands. Um, when you do a line, um, all the figures should come with the same amount of accessories, especially since you know prices are going up, which means figure prices are going up. So these would normally be like 18, $19 or now $21, and then after tax it's like 20, 22, $23. You know what I mean? And no extra set of hands. Like, would it have really have cost an extra bit of money to give him two sets of hands? Like, give him these kind of gripping hands. So if you wanted him holding a chair or something, you can, or if you want him holding the bat in either hand, you can, and then giving us two of these. That way you could actually do you could actually move his head back and do the whole sting call, by having his hands actually cupped together so you can do the caw caw um type of thing. Like, would it have really have cost that much to just give us those? um I mean, that's just my opinion. I haven't really heard too many people talking about this issue, but I mean, Ayende and I have been talking about this for since 2020 when the AEW figures first started coming out. Um, that were lacking these accessories, and Andy's brought it up multiple times on his reviews, and it's just to me it's very frustrating, because I know Jazzwares is capable of doing some pretty amazing things. They've done the Fortnite line, which the 4-inch figures and the 6-inch figures are just fucking amazing. Um, they're doing obviously these AEW figures, they're doing the Halo figures, which The 4-inch ones come out amazing. The 6-inch ones they still need to work. Um, and they've done so many other different lines, but I mean, there are some very talented people. People that have worked at Hasbro, people that have worked at Mattel, um, people that have worked at the Horsemen, the Four Horsemen, people all over, and it just sucks that the quality, is it doesn't match with what we're being asked to pay, and that's an issue. Um, but besides that, that's pretty much his accessories. I'm not going to go through the articulation because he pretty much has the same articulation as the AEW figures usually. Oh, you know what? He does have something different. His torso is actually different. Just noticed that his build is actually different. It's different from the other AEW figures. You can see there's a ball joint there, and that's a double ball here. But the way that it's set up is there's like that lip, which I don't know how well that's gonna actually. Well, you can actually still move forward pretty well. There's going to be that big cut in the back, but I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe just because he has a shirt on, but I think that's the only difference that I can point out. But yeah, you can see the legs are solid on mine. I don't know what's going on with people saying that their legs are loose because my Sting is, yeah, there's no issues with mine wanting to fall over or anything like that. But let me show you. This is the Unmatched Kenny Omega. Here you can see, look at the face scan, perfect. The attire is fucking awesome, and then his articulation, he can go forward this much. See that? You can crunch forward that much, and then all the way back this much. So if you wanted to actually do a V trigger, you can hit the V trigger, no problem. You can hit the V trigger, no problem. Because the way they engineered it is a double ball joint, which is something Mattel seems to still not understand is something that should already be on their wrestling figures, but we're just now getting to double jointed elbows on the male and the female figures, and it's like, really? Like, holy, you know what? I'm gonna take him back. I don't know why he's wanting to put him back there. So yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know how I feel about that, but pretty much, yeah, everything else is still the same articulation that we've seen for the past 7 series, I believe. Um, and then if you want size comparisons, uh, here is Sting next to his kind of his ally there, or his pupil, Darby Allin. This is the Unmatched Darby Allin with a custom threadhead Bullet Club varsity jacket. So there's that. Here is what my custom Darby looks like next to this thing. I feel like that fits a little bit more. This Darby fits a little bit more better with this thing, I think. Even though the attire doesn't match, but I think that matches a little bit more. So there's that. And then in terms of female figure, here's how he scales next to Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. I mean, look how much better the head sculpt looks, with yours truly giving her the little magic touch on the eyes. Looks a hell of a lot better, right? So that's what those two look like side by side. If you want maybe an older figure, here is Riho next to Sting. So as you can see, Sting's definitely taller than her. So they're starting to work on the scaling issue that was pretty noticeable, the past couple of years. In terms of female elite, here he is next to Kairi Sane, who we were supposed to see. Well, actually, she was rumored to be at the Rumble, um, but because she's in Japan currently, the travel issues and all that would have gone in the way. But I think that would have been awesome had they been able to do that. Um, Here's a male AEW figure. Here is Kenny Omega, which I'm currently working on. There's a little teaser there, something that I'm working on painting. Sometimes I get bored and I like doing little projects and stuff like that. So that's what's going on with that. Here is Finn Balor, the Elite 82 Finn Balor. Very solid figure. One of my favorite figures I picked up last year. Definitely the best Finn that we've gotten, and I definitely want to pick up a couple, maybe two of them, two more, though I can do a head swap and an arm swap on my custom attires that I have for Finn, because I want the kind of pissed off updated look there. And then for the hell of it, we will put the Elite 88 Kushida next to him. So got a lot of New Japan people over here. Well, Rio and Kairi would technically be Stardom. And then Kushida, Finn, Kenny, they would all be New Japan people. And then there was, what was that promotion? Oh my god, I can't remember that promotion. It's not Evolve. I can't think of it right now, but it was the same promotion that Shane Strickland was working with. I think Bullet Club showed up a couple times on there. A lot of the bigger indie signees that WWE had. I say had because they released them, but had were from that promotion. But yeah, it looks good. Looks good. I like the way that everything's scaling. So my overall thoughts on this guy. I like him, but I do want Jazzwares to do better. I know they can do better. Extra hands, sometimes extra heads would be nice. Quality control, definitely better. I mean, there's no reason you should be paying, $20+ for a figure and have to gamble whether or not the legs are going to be loose, really, or the torso is going to be loose, or he's going to fall off your shelf and break. Really? Shouldn't be dealing with that shit. Excuse me, you shouldn't be dealing with that shit, especially 8 series in. You guys have had this license for what, almost 2 years? No, shouldn't be dealing with that shit. Your first year, okay, it's your first time doing wrestling figures, okay. But when you're 8 series in and you're on your 3rd series of Unmatched figures, yeah, it's kind of like, hey guys, wake up, you're falling asleep at the wheel. Don't be like Mattel, because you guys have something special here. So hopefully in the future we'll get a Sting with, extra hands so we can do the caca thing, and the extra hands so I could hold the bat in each hand. The bat, I really like the bat. Head sculpt is definitely on point. And yeah, that's gonna pretty much do it for this review. So thank you very much for watching. I know I've been kind of slacking, but I've been a little busy as of recent, so that's why reviews haven't really been going up. But I do have a couple of wrestling figures I want to take a look at, and a couple of fantasy type of figures I want to take a look at too. So that being said, thank you very much for watching, and Action Figure Act 112 out.
Here comes a new challenger!